Greetings and welcome to StabloidNews. Today we are breaking down the amazingly jam-packed adventure that is Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I loved the Disney cartoons growing up, and this movie was a treat for my cartoon-loving ass. So let's get started. Be sure to like and subscribe, and on that note, let's dive in. Starting out, the Disney logo morphs into many castles from the Disney movies, including the castle from Frozen, the Sultan's Palace from Aladdin, and Prince Eric's from The Little Mermaid. The movie starts off in 1982, and we see Christopher Robin look-alike, a Flintstones-esque pterodactyl, and Betty the Goat, who has a Donald Duck complex and walks around pantsless. Poor kids. Then, a car like Benny the Cat from Roger the Rabbit rolls up and drops off his little bumper cars. The teacher is like a modern version of an old Disney cow. A pony, it throws up rainbows, and in the cafeteria we see what looks like a young Terry Tiger. He's great! We see a Lola Bunny type, a pretty boy version of Nelson from The Simpsons, Daria-style animation, a Dexter's Lab type, and Chip, voiced by John Mulaney from Big Mouth, has a Knight Rider lunchbox. Oh, that's a great intro theme. He then sits next to Dale, voiced by Andy Samberg from Hotel Transylvania. So they spark up a friendship, and the song by Tenacious D, Friendship, this is from their debut album, and I noticed they cleaned up the lyrics a little and changed the word shotgun to forward, because kids. In his house, we see a Mickey Mouse clock, we see Abbott and Costello with a black and white cow in it, then a Goofy-type animated girl, and the bus dog driving a Greyhound from Balto, or maybe even All Dogs Go to Heaven. In the deodorant ad, we see a hound kind of like a hound cartoon. I can't pick it, but I know it's from somewhere, and then you got a Pepe Le Pew type. Even the skunk can't stand his smell. The director of the Rescue Rangers episode is Akiva Schaffer, a member of Lonely Island with Andy Samberg, and also the director of this film. Ooh, on deep cut. Also, around are characters from the original cartoon, like Professor Nimnall and Fat Cat, and the background changes from cartoon to live action, just like that scene from Roger Rabbit when they too are filming an episode. There's a Transformer in the school crowd, and there's also a purple Dragon Ball Z looking character, and a reference to Full House, an old show that was way popular back in the day. At the club, we see Paula Abdul and MC Scat Cat from the song Opposites Attract. It's a banger. Then we see Roger Rabbit and Three Little Pigs, and then an octopus from Little Mermaid. Poster for Double O Dale is a clear ripoff of the 007 posters, and Dale dresses up like MC Hammer and does a little dance like the video from You Can't Touch This. At the convention in the future, we see Dorothy's red slippers and legs from The Wizard of Oz, two mice dressed up as Princess Leia and Kylo Ren, and a cosplay for Sailor Moon, an anime character like DBZ, a version of the Cocoa Pops monkey, Mario, Harley Quinn, Jack Sparrow, Ernie from Sesame Street, Moana, Thor, Charlie Brown, a Sims character, a dinosaur from The Land Before Time perhaps, Buffmaster Roshi, a Lion King lioness as a Sith, and a guy in a Sonic hat watching the stage as Baloo from the Jungle Book performs. On the wall is a poster for Pirates of the Great Lakes, which is obviously a Pirates of the Caribbean reference. Dale has a stall next to Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast, Tiger from Spider-Man and the Avengers, and also a comeback from Ugly Sonic, which was absolutely hilarious. Those teeth, man. Baloo from Tailspin/Jungle Book must have got CGI surgery to be in the live-action remake, although in the credits poster, he is a cartoon again, as well as Pumbaa, so actors or two Baloos. Whoa, Black Betty, two Baloos. Then on to Chip. He's selling insurance to a sheep in the Aardman-style claymation from Shaun the Sheep and Wallace and Gromit. The insurance company is called Coercive, which is hilarious, and it says risk-free since '93 on the card, which could be a reference to the late '80s, early '90s financial crash/recession. He works with a bull named Bruno, who kind of looks like Fernando from that movie, you know, about bulls. Walking down the street, there's a talking house in the style of the old cartoons where everything was alive and singing. As he puts his code in, he leaves a little oil on the pad, which is foreshadowing a puzzle later involving oil and nuts. As he enters his house, Chip takes out his AirPods and metal music is playing. It's Lamb of God Laid to Rest, which explains why he has such a dislike of rap later. There's a segment about flounder missing on the news, and in the freezer we have a Frozone food veggie medley, which is of course GMO-free. There's a Looney Tunes pasta meal with Foghorn Leghorn and Henry Hawk, and then ice cream from Ice Age with Scratch. It must be nut-flavored. Alvin and the Chipmunks is on the TV, saying they'll be rapping this time, and Chip complains about always rapping, which is probably a Space Jam 2 diss.
Rapping now? We rapping?
Also, mass character nostalgia-based IP. In Monty's apartment, voiced by Australian Eric Banner, also in Back to the Outback, in his fridge next to the cheese is a jar of Vegemite, with Mighty Mouse on the jar, a rip-off of Vegemite, the yummy yeast-based spread that they all love down under. Flounder has his dingle hopper from Ariel's collection, and they erase his mouth like in old-school Looney Tunes cartoons when Bugs and Daffy would verse the animator. The polar bear is a clear parody of the loving Christmas polar bears from the Coca-Cola commercials. And then on the big container ship, it has Stone's Zaslav on the rear, or the stern for all those sailors out there. This is for Tad Stones and Alice Lewis Zaslav, who were the creators and animators of the original Rescue Rangers. The bootleg cover, Small Fish Lady, is a Little Mermaid parody, and says from the creators of Beauty and the Cursed Dog Man, like Beauty and the Beast. On the Hollywood Walk, there's a star from Squidward, there's one for Yogi Bear, Samurai Jack, and also Chun-Li, which means game characters live in this world too. The posters there also have Fast and the Furious babies, like the Muppet Babies or Tiny Toons, and President Dog 3, a parody of like Air Bud or any film where an animal or a pet becomes an occupation and kicks ass. Then we have Dobby advertising Gucci. He's come a long way since getting an old sock.
Dobby's got Gucci.
Then we have the gold Mr. Doubtfire, which is Meryl Streep. We can only guess is creepy because it says in the title, same family, new imposter. I mean, look at that face. Creepy. Then Batman vs. E.T., which is a Batman v Superman parody, as Superman is an alien. Then we go back to Dale's, and he seems to actually be a Chippendale. A chipmunk stripper. Woo! Stop! For a time! Later, there's a cop car that's in the style of Cars, and a few more throughout the movie. Then we have Winchell and Duncan from Wreck-It Ralph, which are cop donuts. Funny, because cops love donuts, and also the franchises, Winchell Donuts and Dunkin' Donuts. These police mushrooms? I don't know. I tried. I couldn't find anything. Do you know? Let me know in the comments below, and as well as anything else I've missed. Whoop! We meet Captain Putty, which is like Gumby-style plasticine animation, and then a sock puppet cup, which I found online is a parody of a cop show following around an officer for the day. Then you got Beyonce and Cheese, or Bjorgen, whatever it's called. Maybe a reference to Bjorn Gustafsson, who was also the Swedish voice of Ernie from Sesame Street. And this puppet is also a parody of the Swede Chef, as you can hear here. VIP Chipmunk license plate sounds like Chipmunk, Vipmunk, and also VIP Celebrity. On Main Street we have silhouettes by Susie, perhaps Susie Comics, a Mother Goose look type, live action animals from the new remakes, a dog like Lady and the Tramp blowing bubbles, blue birds from Disney classics like Snow White, black and white shoe shine type, and an Archie/Popeye type character selling red hair wigs made of Dale's fur or chipmunk fur. And Phineas and Ferb's mum, Linda Flynn Fletcher, is there selling cupcakes too. Then inside we see a bunch of mice and rats in the cheese den, gorging on that sweet sticky goodness. A mouse train conductor like Mickey's costume here, also with eyes like Monty from the original Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Cheese! Also, this could be some American Tail characters. They end up in Uncanny Valley, a term for when special effects aren't quite right and break your immersion in a film or story. We see cats from the live-action disaster piece film Cats, old Sims characters, and the place is called Alameda Repurposing Facility, a call-out to Alameda Slim from Home on the Range, maybe? Also, it's on Matteo Street, maybe a character of the same name from Elena of Avalor. Seth Rogen voices the realistic but unconvincing dwarf like Polar Express-style realism, then takes them to the factory. There's lots in here, but I couldn't pick too much. We have Pixar balls, and obviously the Shrek body wash, Ogre apple-scented. Yeah. Then we meet Peter Pan as an adult, who got the boot for getting puberty. How dare he? So he makes his own bootleg called Flying Bedroom Boy, where Tinkerbell has little antenna like the Jetsons alien. An ad on the back of the magazine is a cologne called Pepe, which smells like #cancelled. Eau de toilette. It's a Toons magazine, like Teen magazine, and has Baloo on the front, who this polar bear is a little fanboy of. He is the sexiest Toon heartthrob. Then we see some more bootlegs like Jasper the Dead Ghost Kid, like Casper the Friendly Ghost, a cover for the aforementioned Beauty and the Cursed Boy Man, spaghetti dogs like Lady and the Tramp, which says from the creators of Lying Wooden-Nosed Toy Boy, Pinocchio, in case you didn't get that. In the sewer, I saw an old Punch Judy type puppet, and then they grab onto the hair of a tangled toy. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your... Then we see an ad of Lego Miserable, which I would totally watch a Lego parody musical of. In the next scene, they are drinking Acopara beer, which is a fake beer made for another Andy Samberg film called Palm Springs. It means unlimited, unbound. In Hinduism, it's the name of a tortoise described as the one who is without death, like most toons, unless dip. Peppa Pig gets a shout-out at Nickelodeon Junior Studios, where Paw Patrol attacks when animals attack. Then there is a Nintendo placement, the Chip and Dale game by Capcom, also an arcade machine, as well as all the toy merchandise. Chip is playing with a lamp, which is a Luxo lamp, the Pixar mascot. When playing handyman rats called Steve and Bill, they quote a lot of cliché phrases from movies like "Forget about it" from Donnie Brasco or "I'm walking here" from Midnight Cowboys. He is clearly bad at improv. My favorite cameo, we see Randy from South Park in the sauna with some pigs. Then the snake is getting a skin peel at the day spa from a gorilla that looks like a small King Kong, and Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales is swimming in the coin jacuzzi. In Peter Pan's locker, you can notice some Moana macadamia nuts, which is where the oil on the buttons comes from. To get into the warehouse, they use battering rams. Get it? Then we see a heap of pictures or planned or complete surgeries. We have a mix of Syndrome from The Incredibles and Sideshow Bob. Then we have Sneezy and the pirate from Peter Pan. We got Tweedledee and Tweety Dum all changed up. Then we got Flounder, Pink Panther mixed with Felix the Cat. And then we got Buff, Garfield, lasagna protein. When they're getting scanned in the machine, we see a few versions of them. Not sure on a few, but we got cute, sketchy style anime chipmunks. We got Rick and Morty. We got old school black and white. We got slim Cowboy Bebop style. We got DC, Marvel, Deadpool, and Batman. We got Ren and Stimpy. Then we got The Simpsons, and also Alvin and the Chipmunks. And then he gets a Snoopy ear, and we see bags with lots of bits from different cartoon characters from all over the globe. Now, there is lots of these, so bear with me. We got Potato Head, we got Sora's hair, we got Harry Potter glasses, or maybe Peabody and Sherman, we got Jimmy Neutron's hair, we got a Smurf hat, we got Jiminy's umbrella and hat, we got Mickey's gloves and pants, we got the Keyblade, we got Ickis's smile in his ear, we got Huckleberry's nose, we got Boo Boo's bow tie, we got Samurai Jack's sword, we got DBZ Dragon Shenron, we got Captain Hook's hook, Robin Hood or Touche Turtle's hat, we got Teet's peg leg, we got Monty's mustache, we got Angry Beaver's arms, we got Moe's nose from the adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, Pink Panther's mouth, Rocky's helmet, Bardock the Magnificent's ears, we got Pikachu's tails, Cap from Codename Kids Next Door, an assortment of doll's legs, and alien's eyes. Once we get outside, we got the 3D news reporter with the red and blue glow, also the BWN reporter, which would be the black and white news. Walking past is a sad dragon wearing a hat, maybe the reluctant dragon. On the bench we have a campaign for Senator Butthead from MTV's Beavis and Butthead. When the bad guys are looking for them, there's a Super Saiyan Goku cosplay, and during the chase we see lots of stuff like the Queen of Hearts, Paul Rudd with someone holding a Giant Man pop vinyl. They ride a string of ponies from My Little Pony's Friendship is Magic. We've got Twilight Sparkle, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, and Applejack. There's a Lego Man, Pickle Rick. They pick up a lost boy, who is actually a lost boy, Tubby Teddy, and they mistake him for the Chipmunks. They hide underneath the He-Man and Skeletor brew from Masters of the Universe. He grabs an Indiana Jones disguise, which resembles the original outfit he used to wear in the show, which sparks the fan to be like,
Oh my God, it's the Rescue Rangers!
One is dressed up as Borat, one's got a Batman shirt, there's one dressed up as Pee Wee Herman, and the other has a Ghostbusters tee. Then they climb a Voltron robot, and the dwarf falls and is mocked by 3 characters. Pumbaa from the live-action Lion King, Mantis from the DreamWorks Kung Fu Panda, and then the blue blobby Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens. They're all voiced by Seth Rogen. Also, we see another Flintstones dinosaur, someone dressed as the Witcher, possibly Milan and her daughter, maybe? I'm stretching more than Mr. Fantastic. Then on some more billboards, we got Greedo from Star Wars versus the annoying rat thing from Dark Crystal or Labyrinth. Then we got Ash Ketchum cosplay. And in the police station, we see Detective Flores from Netflix's Big Mouth. When he grabs the eraser in his torture kit, we see a bottle of dip. Remember that stuff? And then Putty makes a reference about being a naughty little smurf, because he's blue. He's also cute. Dale gets a call by his agent, who's played by Chris Parnell, who voices Jerry in the Rick and Morty cartoon. The fireworks make a Mickey Mouse, plays the classic music, the polar bear is turned into a fairy godmother, and then Peter Pan gets some Sid-type creation. Pew pew into oblivion. Here's what I got from that. I got a Wreck-It Ralph arm, I got a Transformer leg, probably Shockwave, I got a CG cat head from Marie from the Aristocrats, mixed with a bit of the Fat Cat from the original show, then you got Woody's leg, and then Shredder's shoulder, and then Peter Pan body, then Mickey Mouse's pants, and then you got the Mario bullet cannon, and a Punisher blade / Yobo style black cloak. Badass. They smashed through a Winnie the Pooh ripoff called Pooge the Fat Honey Bear, and a Simpsons ripoff complete with a bootleg catchphrase, "Ay pachanga!" Also an Aladdin parody played by the classic Disney villain Pete, and we see a magic carpet, and then Mecha Pan does a big roar like the Jurassic Park clip. Captain Putty melts and seeps under the door like Alex Mack, or even Liquid Man T-1000 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. He also dies like him. The cannonball / bullet kind of looks like Bow Wow, the chain chomp from Mario, but it's also a mix between that and Bullet Bill. Maybe they couldn't get the rights. Then in the sea container, we see lots of different weird monsters. We got the Flintstones mixed with the monster from Goofy movie, Pooh and Aladdin, Toucan Sam from the Fruit Loops, Casper meets Woody the Woodpecker, Patrick Star mixed with a Fraggle, then we got Samurai Jack as a cat, we got Phineas and Ferb, Roadrunner, we got a Gravity Falls Smurf, we got Mighty Mouse, but he's blue with a long nose, we got Geppetto with Adventure Time face, Bonkers B. Bobcat as a walrus cop, we got Cheshire Cat with the Frosty the Tiger, Obelisk with Pete's Dragon, the Jungle Book Snake with legs, Purple Gumball, Cowboy Naruto, Gray Marceline, Alien Lucky Luke, Pokemon Bambi, we got that weird flounder, then Peter Pan's Pirate Sneezy, and Tinkerbell mixed with a girl frog from Princess and the Frog, and Monty mixed with Dumbo, and a purple Care Bear, a rat, a nerd turtle mixed with a buff dinosaur. Filbert maybe from Rocko's Modern Life. And that's about it until you go into the credits. Then we got a few more, like everyone's eating dairy-free pizza, no cheese for that junky mouse little Monty. We see Zummy Gummy on the bench from the Gummy Bears cartoon. We got a true crime docu-series about Peter Pan. We got fuzzy fights with a puppet that looks like the one from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared / Big Bird, getting its eye punched out. A strawberry shortcake type tune betting with Scrooge McDuck dollars. And then more bootlegs like Spaghetti Dogs 2. We got Rad Pan, which looks like Dash from The Incredibles as Pan. Roald Dahl's Matilda fully loaded. We got Weird Stuff instead of Stranger Things. Pooge Bear. Now That's What I Call Cartoon Rapping, a talent show parody. We got Bubba Gump Restaurant, the movie based on the fictional restaurant franchise from Forrest Gump. Farm Beast like Lion King, and President Dog 4, because that show's popular. And Monty's breakout hit, Stupido, the Elephant Baby, with Fever the Mouse. Classically, Vin Diesel becomes family in Rescue Rangers the movie. Phil Rudd is Ant-Man. Then some product endorsement with Shimarisso Sweat, which is essentially acorn-flavored rodent juice. Then Afternoon Fight Fest with Tailspin, Timon, Apu, Gummy Bears, Darkwing Duck, Gargoyles, Max, Goofy's Son, Pumbaa, Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, with Bonkers B. Bobcat. But boo! Hiss. We want Darkwing Duck. Yes, we do. And that's it for today. What did I miss? Did you learn something? If not, who cares? It's been fun. Now attack that comment section, stab the subscribe button, and we shall see you next video on StabloidNews. Scratches later. Whoop!